Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday evening. Welcome to another episode of Brown King Production. It is a pleasure, as always, to be here with you guys. Again, I hope everyone is doing well on this Friday evening. What is today? The 24th of February. Oh my gosh. This month is almost over with. It has just flown by. Just flown by. So happy Black History Month to everyone. I hope we're doing good. I hope this episode find you guys in good headspace, good soul space, good heart space. I hope you are doing well. I am doing good. Happy that it is Friday, so let me do my little Friday dance. Yay, baby. We made it through another week, which is a blessing. It has been a crazy week, but a fast week for me. I would definitely say I've been, kind of busy. I started back my workout routine, so there were some days I was sore, like working from home and doing what I do as a contact tracer and working for Fortune 500 company, it keeps me busy during the day. So I spend a lot of time at my desk with like three computer screens over here. You don't see them, but yeah, three screens over here going throughout the day. So I'm sitting here typing and at the desk a lot. So I had to take a lot of breaks this week, a lot of breaks to stretch and, just make sure I was staying as flexible as possible. I'm doing better. As you hear my voice, I'm doing good. It feels good to get back to my workout that I do at home on the other side of my desk. I have like my yoga mat, my weights, my weight bands, all that stuff. So I enjoy working out from home. Don't oppose to going to a gym, but I kind of like doing it in the moment in between my breaks and before I start work or whenever I get off of work. That's the easy way for me to work out and stay in shape. Because for me now, it's not about, being a certain size or being able to fit into, a particular size. It's about just being as healthy as I can and relieving stress. So when I leave my office, I try to leave my stress, my anxiety, my whatever in here. I don't want to pass that to the other member in my family. But in times I bring the dogs in here. Grace always comes in here with me because she knows Marley and Ziggy is a little different. They're a little, I had them first, so I spoiled them a lot. Grace is trained, they're trained well, but Grace is really trained well, so she knows how to just sit down underneath the desk and chill. I'll play with her roll hide or whatever. Grace will make up a game for her to play to, know not to bother me when I'm working, trying to make this money for us. So it's been a good week. I will say, reflecting over this week, it's been a really good week, and I'm always grateful and blessed. Number one, to have a job. Number two, to be able to do something I enjoy. Number three, be able to work from home. So I'm totally blessed from that. I want to go ahead and do the episode for you guys tonight because tomorrow I do have a little jam-packed day. As I mentioned to you guys, I picked up something that a new hobby for myself is kind of like the country living, farm living, all of that, riding horses, all of that stuff. So I will be starting my horse lessons tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. So you guys keep your finger crossed for me that I don't uh, do something crazy or freak the horse out or anything. But I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. So like I said, I'm always trying to do new things to keep myself up on my toes and so I don't get complacent, so I don't get bored. So, and also helps with my anxiety, depression, just getting out the house because I work 40 plus hours a week here at home. As I said, I'm blessed to do that, but I still want to get out and go outside and do other things. I'm still not really good on crowds and stuff right now, but I love animals. So going to the farm and the area that we live in, there's a lot of big farms around here and people who are really nice that will allow you to go pet and play with their horses, walk their horses, feed their horses, groom their horses, all that stuff. And that's my new thing. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm like a kid with a candy store. Like I got the jeans, the outfits and all that stuff like that. I haven't got the boots and the hats and all that stuff yet, but it's coming. I told Charles I was gonna wait on that. I wasn't gonna, dive first, face first. But I'm ready. I got the tight blue jeans and everything, so I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. I'm like, you see the smile that's on my face. If you guys can see me through the episode, or if you're hearing me, you can hear the enthusiasm in my voice. I'm 45 years old, but I feel like a 9-year-old boy about to go horseback riding for the first time. So I'm looking forward to. I have ridden before, but it's been years ago. So I want to kind of go back to the farm and pay and pay the owner of the farm, because I'm using their land and their horses. So I want to go from there and just progress up to something else. I'm not saying I'm gonna be an equestrian or anything like that. Number one, I'm too big. Wait, body size, I'm weight too much. Like, you got to be really small to be a jockey. So I'm looking forward to just being a rider and spending time with those amazing creatures that we have on this earth. So I'm looking forward to it. So that's what I will be doing tomorrow. And I did want to try to do an episode on Sunday, because depending on how the ride goes on tomorrow and what I remember about horseback riding at first, while it takes a while for you to get used to it, you're sore and all that stuff like that. So I want to be prepared and plan my time wisely. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's what I will be doing. Charles going too. He just don't know it yet. He gonna be doing it too. He don't know it yet, but I'm definitely going. I'm psyched up. But getting him up on a horse is gonna be. I'm gonna take some pictures, just FYI. I'm gonna take some pictures and videos. So hopefully you guys will be able to see that. I have it uploaded on social media. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That's what we will be doing tomorrow. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, I always have a topic, and my shirt that I have on is Love Never Gives Up. And I'm passionate about love. I'm passionate about life that we have here on this earth, and we were all brought here for a reason, and it's up to us to find out what that reason is and what our gifts are, and be able to work in our gifts, so our time on this earth, as I always say, would just be more than just sucking up this good air. Okay, so what I'm doing here with you guys is me sharing my love, and that is communicating, that is sharing stories and things that I've learned along the way, tips, things that are getting on my nerves, irking me, or getting up under my skin, or something I just feel like I need to talk to you guys about. You guys are my family. If you don't know that, you guys are my family. So I'm working out a lot of my therapy issues that I don't get to talk to my therapist about, because I haven't found me a therapist here yet. So you guys, we're working through this together, okay? And one thing I have learned in all my 20 plus years of therapy is talking about it is the first thing. It's getting it out there. Speaking those words, so you're not holding it in and it's not corroding you and rotting away in your heart. Putting it out there takes away a lot of that sting of it. And it allows the universe to know. The universe knows what has happened to you, but you putting it out there and speaking your truth and speaking your story also takes control, gives you the control over it as well. And that's something I love to do, because I feel like no one can tell my story better than me. I experienced it. I'm the subject, so I might as well share it with you guys. So something I wanted to talk about, and I've really been, it's been on my heart this week, and I was just wondering, I was like, I think of all the people that are in my life, all the amazing people that are in my life, and I have the pleasure of getting to know, spending time with, sharing moments with, and being silly with. As you see, I still have my silver and red nails, so yeah, still got that, because this week, not only was I working hard and working out, I was also replanting some plants, or planting some new plants. And if you know me, I'm big on plants. As you can see behind me in my office, I have a lot of plants. I love plants. I love living plants. And Charles and I always make sure we keep fresh cut flowers in the house as well. Just, it gives the house kind of like a wonderful smell. And to see the plants growing and nurturing from the time that we got them to where we are now. Now the plants behind me that you guys see, I'm gonna see if I can slide over so you guys can see them. And these are all of some of our books. We have close to about, I want to say 300 to 400 books. All of these plants have moved from Baltimore. When we moved from Baltimore, they were in the truck. They made it from Baltimore to Columbus, and they're still growing. So God be the glory on that. So a lot of those I have to go through and replant and give them new food and new enclosure and all that stuff like that. So it's just, I was born with the green thumb. I grew up in the country. We raised a lot of the food that we ate. So I always love flowers and crops and plants and stuff like that. So you can give me something that's dead. Let me play with it long enough and nurture it and love on it. It'll come back to life. You put it in the right soil, right fertilizer, right environment, the right light on it, it'll come back. But that's another hobby of me. And you guys gonna learn, I have my finger and toes in everything. So for me, just getting in the dirt and pulling it out, taking the plants out of the surrounding we bought it in, the container we bought it in, and moved it to another plant, break the roots off, all of that stuff, water it, plant. I love that. I love getting dirty. That to me is so therapeutic. It takes me away from me being in my head thinking about things and planning things and beat myself up for something and all that stuff like that. So I love therapy. There's so many different forms of therapy that we can use to help ourselves, especially our mental health. There's music therapy, there's color therapy, there's plant therapy, there's, the exercising, the yoga, the meditating, the sharing and talking with someone, to volunteering, for those in the less fortunate. Like in Columbus, we're so fortunate that there's so many like rescue missions and food donation pantries and Goodwill and all of that stuff that you can go and pour into and help in your community and be helping someone else. But a lot of time for me, when I want to work on my mental health, I get outside of myself. I started working, using my hand, doing something, and the horseback riding, and going to the country, walking around, taking my shoes off and walking around in the grass and stuff. All of those things help shape me and make me a better, more well-rounded individual. And that leads me to the topic that I wanted to talk to you guys today about. The topic is there any more good people in this world? Let me say it again. Is there any more good people in this world? There are some people I've met in my life, and my mom always raised me to say, Nathaniel, no matter what, you do what's right. You be that good person. If you're the only good person that you know of, you be that person. That good person is going to, what you want or what you see that is lacking in this world, be that individual. Be the change that you're asking for, instead of saying, well, where are the good people? Well, are you a good person? And to me, a good person is somebody that no matter what, it's hard. They always, no matter what, stand up and be the bigger person. They gonna sit there and always have an encouraging word with you, have a good spirit, a good heart. Now, I'm not gonna say they don't have their bad days. They don't have their issues to work through. We all do. But you know something, when you're going through, or not even when you're going through, when you wanna hear a positive, motivational, encouraging, who do you reach out to? Who do you talk to? Who do you think about? They're very ill, just very, on the surface people. They get deep when they need to. They don't do it with everybody, but they do it with those that they know definitely need it. I mean, for us these days, I see a lot of people who are trying to be the biggest fool. Who's trying to be it seems like we live in a world of people who want to be fake, fraudulent, users, leeches, people that just don't want to they just want to stay right here. They don't want to get deep with you. They don't want to spend time, labor with you, get to know you, be consistent, all of that stuff. And I got to thinking, I know the good people that I hold on to me, and I value them, and I worship them, and I thank them by, no matter what, showing up on time, appreciating them, letting them know I thank them for what they do and who they are. It's not so much of the giving, it's the spending the time with, iron sharpening iron, sort of say. And for me, when I look at those individuals and think about people that are in my life that are close to me, I can honestly say there are some good people. There are some good people. For me, it's not about us going to the, going overseas or going to Mexico, or, spending a huge amount of money on a meal or something. It's just about that one-on-one time. that quiet time, that special time, that quality time. When you leave their presence, you feel a certain way. You feel good. You feel like, okay, I've been around a king or a queen. I feel like I've been around the light. I'm warm. I'm encouraged. I'm uplifted. I'm ready to go. So my question to you guys: who do you spend that time with? Those good people. Do you have them in your life? If not, I challenge you. I challenge you to change the people that are close to you, because I do believe those that are close to you are a reflection of you. Like I said, I pick and chose those people, whether they're family members, loved ones, co-workers, acquaintances, whatever. I want people around me that are going to inspire me to be great. Help me to stay up and be a good, upstanding citizen, an upstanding person, a king that is walking in his true light, a king that demands the respect of others, because you can't be a king or queen and expect people to treat you a certain way when you don't act that way, when you don't carry yourself that way. Now, I have my moments. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have my moments when I just want to be like, oh my gosh, really? I just need to stay inside, stay to myself. And when I feel like that, I make sure I stay at home. I tell Charles in a minute, there ain't no good day, Charles. He's like, okay, understand that. By the end of the day, Charles gonna have me laughing, doing something silly, cracking up something, because it's the people that you put in your circle. Once again, are there any good people in this world, left in this world? I know it's some, like I said, but it's not as many as it used to be. Because people, a lot of us are stuck in our mess and we're okay with it. A lot of us are narcissistic people. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Some of us just narcissistic. We just buttholes. I I I would say that, just buttholes. And I don't want to spend my time around no butthole. I don't want to spend my time around somebody that I have to fit me in a certain situation. Be like, okay, now you know you're going to deal with such and such. You got to get ready. You got to have your extra layer of this on, or you got to be ready because he may say something slick. You may have to get him together, or you know something. You know she just not gonna be on time. Are you ready for that? If I got to do all that to be around somebody, I don't spend my time around them, because once again, my time is my most valuable thing that I have. All of us, the most valuable thing that we have. I want to be around people that's going to make me just like, wow, that's some amazing conversation. Wow, we're sitting outside, on an 80-something degree day in the evening, just looking at the stars, talking. Just talking about life, talking about whatever, talking about relationship, talking about our relationship, talking about what we want, our dreams are, what we're working towards. Those are the kind of conversations I want to have. That woulda, shoulda, coulda mess, or it's the man fault, or it's the guy I was in relationship with, it's that chick that tripped me up and messed my credit up. I don't have time for a lot of that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't. I put that in the victim category, and that person need to go and work through what they're going through over there. Like I said, I always said I'm not Jesus Christ himself. I cannot get up on the cross and save nobody, but I have to work on me first. And me working on me is being around individuals that I know are gonna feed into me and gonna help me work through whatever I'm going through the quickest. And not just the quickest, that I learn the lessons that I need to learn, because I do believe that when you don't learn the lesson, you're going to be in that same exercise over and over and over again. Same exercise with different people, different time, but it's that same conversation, that same argument that you having. And I don't have time for that, because for me, that's counterproductive. That's crazy as hell to me. I don't want to do that. I ain't got time for that. I want to learn what I need to learn. Forgive myself, forgive the individuals that whatever happens in that situation, learn from it and try not to repeat it again. Are there any more good people in this world? I ask that because I think we need to do some soul searching. We need to do some inventory check. We need to go through our cell phones, Android or iPhone, or whatever service you use, Cricket, AT&T, Verizon, whoever you use. Go through your phone and really see and look at those contacts that you have in your phone. Let's say you got 50 contacts in your phone. Are they good people? I'm asking you that because we get to choose who we put and who we allow in our life. We do. So if you don't like what you see or like what you hear or like the context that you have in your phone, you need to go through and do some deleting. I would say the same thing on your social media account, your Facebook, your Twitter, your IG, your Snapchat. Go through and check those friends out, because I'm gonna tell you something. I had to go through mine. I went through mine. I do it all the time. There's people that are on your Facebook that are viewers. They're not going to comment on anything. They're not going to like anything. They're not going to share anything. They're not going to subscribe. They're not going to click. They're not going to say high five. Love that picture of you, or whatever. Oh, you just got a promotion. Oh, great job. Outstanding. They're not going to do any of that. But are they really your friends? Are those the kind of people you want in your life having access to you? And when I learned that I am a recipient, I am the controller, I am the creator of what my story is going to be, I started limiting access to people. That if you were not trying to help me, feed me, make me better, why are you here? Because I didn't need any placeholders. The number of friends that you have on your TikTok, you pick those people. The number of friends you have on your IG, the number of friends you have on your Facebook and your Snapchat, you pick those people. You can delete, and you don't have to say anything to them. No explanation. Get rid of them. Because, or if they're not making you better, why are they there? If you are on social media not using it to promote a brand or promote yourself or be the boss that you want to be in your heart, but you're not really doing it, if you're not using social media to better yourself, why are you doing it? Because I will tell you, the shadow that you cast on social media, in this world, people are watching. People are watching. Me starting my podcast, I told you it was very hard because I had to do it on my own, and I'm glad I did it on my own. There wasn't no one, a mentor or anything. I had to kind of go through and find people, ask questions, and that's how I do things and do my research and spend my money and do my time on it. There was nobody saying high five, outstanding job, keep doing it. Now I have those. Now I do have those people who started with me way back when, and they have been my ride or die and encouraging me, uplifting me. Hey, I saw your video last week, amazing. Hey, thank you for, keep it coming. But I will tell you, it's not a lot of people. And those people who have shared that with me, those encouraging words, keep doing it. You inspire me. Oh my God, I feel the same way. Those are people that I keep them close to me because they help feed me. They help feed me. They help inspire me to do what I do. It's hard to get up here and open your heart up to people all over this world and tell your story and keep doing it. It's very hard. When I leave from doing this, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm raw, because I've shared my all with you guys. And sometimes you don't get response, feedback or whatnot, but you got to learn how to keep going. That's what make a leader a leader. That's what make a great speaker a great speaker, a motivator a motivator. But they keep going, and they know what they need to do to get the feeding from, the source of help from, to keep them to be able to do what they need to do. But the point that I'm making to you is, whatever shadow you're casting, people are watching. People are judging. Just like I asked the question, where are the good people? Are you that good person that people want to reach out to, get to know, get to have partnerships with, have you come and speak for whatever reason or whatnot? Are you that person? Do you want to be that person? Because when people want a hotmess.com, they know who to call. When people want somebody to steal, do something on the low, they know who to call. When people know, oh, ain't no way in hell I'm going to call her or him, they know who not to call. Where do you fit in all of that? Are you that person that someone can reach out to? Hey, I need some sound advice from somebody. Hey, I need a mentor. Hey, I need to ask someone. I want to buy a house. I want to speak to somebody, that has bought a house or paid for a house. I'm not going to go talk to somebody that's still renting. I'm not going to go talk to somebody that never owned anything in their life. I want to go talk to somebody that have made some payments consistently, still in their house, or making payments if I'm trying to buy a house. That's just me, I'm telling you. I want to speak to those who are doing it or have it or on their way to get it. I don't want to speak to somebody, well, I heard that, if you do this, this will happen. No, I ain't got time for that. Once again, are you that person? Are you that good person? Because I was talking to my mom about it the other night. So mom was like, you know something, you remember such and such? She was an amazing person. She was a good person. She said, she was. So for my mom, for me to say that in my generation about this person, and my mom to say that same thing, that speaks volume about that individual. What would people say about you? Do you care? Because I'm gonna tell you, in social media world, there's people, we think we know more about the celebrities than them themselves. We're so involved and engulfed in their life. If I want to know about Beyonce, the Beehive would tell me. Or if I want to know about Nicki, her people will tell me. But you still don't know that individual. You only know what shadow they cast in this world. And you never really know somebody. Even if you sit there and spend all day 24/7 with the person, you still really don't know that person. I've heard people say, and I've been in relationships where I was like, I was in a relationship with that joker for years. I wouldn't have thought he would have done that. But I didn't know him. I didn't know his heart. I didn't know his heart. I only know what he allowed me to see, or they allowed me to see. And I just made judgment on that and just went from there. But what shadows that I'm trying to cast in this world, I want people to say, you know something? He all right. He a good guy. He crazy now. He crazy. Crazy in a good way. But he's crazy. But he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy to sit down and have a conversation with. If he can tell you something that's going to help you, he would. If he can inspire you, he will. If he can motivate you, he will. If you ask him about something, he will honestly tell you, I don't know about that subject. I will have to look that up and study that to come back and have a conversation. I only have conversation about things that I know about. Unlike a lot of people in this world, they just need to shut up. So for you guys, and reach back out to me, let me know, who is that person or persons that you reach out to and you feel that is that good person. Let me know. I want to know. Also, I want to know you guys' location. Like, I know I have people, and I've had people reach back out to me, and it blows my mind. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I'm still a very simple guy. Even what I'm doing, I know it's reaching a multitude of people, but knowing that me speaking, my voice is being heard in different places, let me tell you something, it baffles me. And I'm trying to, I hope not to cry, because it just, like today I was having a conversation with somebody that listens to me, or listen to the TikToks that I have, and then they go in and go into link up and go in and listen to the full episodes that I have. And some of my episodes, guys, I will tell you, they're about an hour, if not a little bit longer. But to hear that this person was reaching out to me, I was like, oh my word. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, thank you so much. Like, wow. And it was just like, it was a lot of love being shown. And I was like, thank you so much. I was like, when I started this, I was just really talking. It was just me talking out into the world, and whoever took it and whoever touched it, whoever listened to it, whoever laughed at it, whoever just listened to it, I am truly amazed, and I'm truly grateful for that, and so humbly like, oh my God, thank you. But to hear that I'm being listened to in different places of the world is amazing. So I'm grateful for that. And you kind of I see me getting misty eyed right now. But guys, I hope there's something that I'm saying, or things that I'm saying is resonating in your life for you. Because I want you to know that you're not the only person that felt that way, or that was thinking that, or that was like, really? Wow. Let me give you a topic. Hold on, I gotta take a seat. Okay, thank you. I had to take a sip. My voice is going out. Once again, I'm still building up my levels, building up my consistency, because when I started, I was like this, but with still bouncing back from long COVID and stuff. It's taken me a while, like my speaking and stuff like that. I can get a little tired, a little exhausted pretty quick, but I gotta keep going because I gotta share this stuff with you guys, what's on my heart. I read in the news yesterday, and they were talking about that in Tennessee that they have a bill that is going around where they're eliminating in certain areas, or pretty much all in Tennessee, that drag queens cannot perform in Tennessee. This bill is going around, and I'm like, really? What the hell? I'm like, something? They don't went from overturning Roe versus Wade, telling women what they can and cannot do with their yoo-hoos, which I find is crazy as hell, because that's her body. She should be able to do what she want to do with her body. That's not my business. I'm a grown man. I don't have her parts. I don't live her life. That's between her and her God, what she want to do with her body. And I think we need to flip that. If we want to overturn Roe versus Wade, we need to start telling men what they can and cannot do with their genitals. That's just me. Okay? So now they're having this bill going around in Tennessee, and other states are having some bills circulating. They talking, where being led by the Republican Party, where they're saying, okay, we don't want drag queens performing in these neighborhoods. Now let me tell you something. I'm 45. I have been going to clubs since I was 15 years old. Gay clubs, straight clubs period. I was a dancer. So I was going to the clubs. I was getting in, everything. Had my ID and all that stuff. A lot of times they didn't card me because I was cute. Still cute in the face, but I'm a mature 45-year-old cute now. But anyway, long story short, I was going to the clubs. No one never touched me. No one never did anything inappropriate. I learned a lot from my gay community. I learned a lot from those drag queens that came before me. When I say before me, I shared with you guys, I think in another video. I don't know, but go back and check it out on YouTube. That I did do drag. I performed in Atlanta. I'm not gonna tell you the period. You guys got Google, research it. I performed in Atlanta as a drag queen for a year. I had a full-time job and I performed. Let me tell you something. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I did it for charity. I did it to help raise money for HIV and AIDS in Atlanta, and it was partnership with Aid Atlanta. So the tips and stuff that I made, the proceeds, all of that went to Aid Atlanta, because I was working for a big company at the time, and they were big about having their hands and finger in the community. And then they were like, okay, they had me go to an event where we were accepting an award from an Aid Atlanta from all of the past work that we had done. And then I was like, wow, I was really inspired. I was like, okay, what can I do to help? Long story short, I ended up doing drag. Okay, that was my way of giving back. Now, not only was I doing drag and getting paid for it, my full-time job was also paying me for it as well. So I was making my money. So it was easy for me to give back to the community which I lived in and help the community in Atlanta. And they're still around to this day, to Aid Atlanta. Shout out to Aid Atlanta. You guys do amazing work. Thank you for doing what you're doing, because our community needs it. Okay? So I performed as a drag queen. I had to buy my own stuff, do my own hair, do my makeup, dress myself, buy all of my stuff. All that I didn't buy, I made. I wasn't in a relationship at a time. I think I was dating a guy. But I kept to myself, because when you're performing like that, you don't know what kind of people you're going to meet. Same thing with what I'm doing now on this podcast. I don't know what type of people I may meet. So I always had to make sure that I was ready and comfortable and in control at all times. That community took me in. They embraced me. They taught me a lot. There's a lot of drag queens that came before me when I was performing. They're still performing to this day. You guys Google some of the things on drag performances, drag mixes, top performers who've been doing this for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Like I said, I only did it for 1 year, and I was tired. I was tired. I'm telling you, between fighting with promoters, fighting with bookings, getting booked, promoting yourself, buying your glam, glamming yourself up. And let me tell you something about drag queens now. And and not only in the drag community do you have men like myself to dress up in drag, you will also have trans performers as well, who was pre-op, who was transitioning from a man to a female. But all of those, not every drag queen and transsexual person is meant to be on stage. I came with 30 years of dancing. So, baby, even if my lip sync was off, baby, I knew how to keep my legs up. I knew how to turn flips. I knew how to do flips. I knew how to do back flips and all that stuff. Well, I did at the time. I don't do that stuff now. Let me tell you something. This body don't do that no more. Okay? It can. But I would have to make sure I have enough being gay and icy hot and Epsom salt and all that stuff to help me through it. And Charles will support me doing whatever, but just putting my body through that and going through all of that again, it's a lot because it is a mental, you have to have a mental toughness to do it. But when I think of Atlanta and all of those queens and clubs that I got to perform into, and people lives I got to touch and share, even if it was a 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes performance, I got to meet all of these amazing people. It inspired me. That community is so tight knit. What drag did for Atlanta would not be what it is today if it wasn't for drag. I will say that. There were clubs that I grew up, and even clubs that I performed in, there are a lot of them still around today. There was a club we had that was Backstreets. I don't know if you guys may know that. Backstreets, the Armory, the Metro. I'm showing my age now because all of those clubs I went to as a young person, watched those queens do what they did. So when I decided to do it, giving back to charity and to show my gifts of dance and performing and all of that, I channeled all of those queens that came before me. Some of them are dead and gone. Some of them are still around. Performers like Stasha Sanchez, Raquel Wealth, let me see, oh my gosh, Nicole Love Dupree, Silky Moreau, Tommy Ross, Naisha Dupree, oh my God, Sophia McIntosh. Those names, take those names, Google those names, they set the stage. They set the stage for what we see now. Because let me tell you something, before RuPaul Drag Race, and even RuPaul herself, baby, RuPaul started in Atlanta. I'm gonna tell y'all, RuPaul started in Atlanta. That punk rock stuff that all that started in Atlanta. Okay? Now she did some stuff in New York, but really, she took off in Atlanta. Okay? That's the tea, that's the story. But what we see now and drag is now, it's going mainstream. It is mainstream. And a lot of people is mad about that. But let me tell you something about those same Republicans that are voting about not drag queens not performing in certain cities or in cities or in town, period. Hell, they getting in drag themselves. No tea, no shade. I'm not gonna call nobody names, but let me tell you something. When you come for a group of people who is bringing tourists and people to your city, you want to leave them alone. Because they're making that city what it is. They're making that nightlife. What you got to understand, I've lived in cities my whole life. Since I left Alabama at 17 years old. Just because you work a 9 to 5 or 10 to 7 or 2 to 11, you go to bed, baby, the real money is made in the city at nighttime. I've done drag, I've worked as a stripper, I've done all of that stuff. I know where the money come in at. The big deals are made in the nightclubs, in the strip clubs. And those same people that sitting here saying, vote it down, no, drag performers can't do this because we fear our kids. I fear my kids around some of these Republicans today. I fear my nephews and nieces around them because I know some of them are in child pornography. I know they like touching kids. But you don't see me going and trying to change bills where they can't go in certain communities. You don't see me doing that. I just tell them real quick, don't you go and be a part of nobody's aid or be on no politician team because some stuff will happen, especially if they're a certain color and going for a certain party. Now, I'm not saying all Republicans are like that or all Democrats are like that, but you know as well as I know who to keep your kids around and who not to keep your kids around. And drag queens is not one of them. Not one of them. Not one of them. I've seen drag queens make 6 figures a year. I know a lot of them that make 6 figures a year. I know drag queen has run around this country and won pageants and opened doors for us that where conversations weren't even being had for us. I've seen drag queens turn into transsexuals, become actors and actresses, and be on television. I've seen it. But one thing I have not seen or heard is drag queens molesting or going to the schoolyard or turning out the kids. Now, I've heard of some Republicans doing that. I'm just saying. And where do we get to the point of being, I mean, we're still Americans. When do we get to the point of saying, what you're doing is wrong, but I'm over here fucking up the whole house, the schoolyard, and everything else, and taking money from everybody else. But what I'm doing over here is not a problem. But you get dressing up in drag and getting tips and things and performing and expressing yourself at nighttime in a club where no child is being able to walk in. I got a problem with that. When did we get so self-righteous? When did we get so hypocritical? Because the America that I know, the people of America that I know, we kind of mind our own business and stay out of other people's. But I'm telling you guys, you need to watch this because I said this on the video before. Women fighting and voting and putting certain politicians in office came back and bit them in the ass. Roe versus Wade got overturned. Here we are, gay people not voting, not supporting, not standing up for their right. Here we are in Tennessee. They about to tell them, you cannot perform in Tennessee if that bill get passed. And if you know if it happened in Tennessee, it's going to roll down to Georgia, Alabama, and surrounding areas. And girls, I'm telling you, when I say girls, are performers, those who love, and a lot of straight people, especially straight women, love to see performers. Those same performers, let me tell you something, biggest scheme of this, when we talking about the fashion industry, fashion videos, pop, hip hop, all genre, copied from drag queens. Copied from drag queens. There's videos out there where a drag performer performed in a continental show. That's a pageant, one of the highest pageants for drag queens. She performed and did a song. Don't you know I saw it 20 years later in somebody's video, a popular artist video? Not paying homage to where she stole it from. And no, I'm not talking about Beyonce. We know she's still alive. Low key, we know she do. The point I'm making is drag affects all of us. Every day we wake up and put on clothes, we put on drag. I don't know if you know that. This what I got on is my drag that I decided to put on for the day. These nails being painted, my drag. My head being bald, my drag. This 5 o'clock shadow, my drag. Drag is whatever you feel like you need to put on to express yourself or represent yourself. Now, you may not be doing it for tips, but when you put your drag on and go to work, baby, you're doing drag. You're drag. A lot of us are drag queens and don't even know it. Men, we sit here and put on an image of this macho bravado and all that stuff like this. You know, I'm big man, I'm hanging 9 and all that stuff. Baby, that's your drag. Women, when we sitting here putting on all this lipstick, getting our hair done, getting these 22 inches, getting these nails done, getting these teeth done, getting these BBL, baby, that is your drag. We are all drag queens. Think about it. Twirl around a little bit. You're a queen. So when we allow the rights of others to be stomped and trampled on and pissed on and taken away from them and judged and ridiculed, it's them today, but it's going to be us tomorrow. That's the thing about, I hate to see people being, stepped on, spitted on, used. Oh, well, that's not right. That's not decent. Well, bitch, you ain't decent. And yes, I'm using some colorful word because it irritates me. It gets up under my skin. Even the suits and the dresses that we put on and go into corporate America and go into the Senate and go into the House of Representatives, all drag queens. All drag queens up there turning, doing spins, lip syncing for their lives, telling lies, all of that. And yeah, they working for tips because they working for the lobbyists that they up there promoting because they're not up there fighting for us and speaking on our behalf and representing their constituents. No, they up there doing the biggest show they can do. But we as the viewers, we as the voters, we get to tell people, you know something? You don't went too far. You don't went too far. We're going to get you together. It's time for you to lip sync for your life. Once again, when we allow people to sit here and put down other people and hold them and tell them what they can and cannot do, I understand we need laws. But once again, find me one drag queen, two drag queens, 3, 4, 5 that has actually went down and hurt a child. But I can tell you many politicians that I know of, allegedly. We really need to start thinking about what we are putting out there. We really need to think about that what we put out there, whether it's true or not, we need to stand up and say, you know something, that's not a good representation of me. Because I tell you real quick, I told you guys I was a drag queen. Told you guys I was a stripper. I've worked in corporate America. I've done all of that. And not ashamed of none of it. I did it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It paid me. It helped me to do what I needed to do to express myself. Now, did I hurt anybody in the process? No. I tore that stage up. I did that. I tore that stage up. Because that's what I was taught to do as an entertainer. What I'm doing right now with you guys, me and all my years of entertaining has allowed me to have the comfort and the ease to be able to speak to anyone, be able to talk to anyone, whether they just an everyday person or a prince or a princess or a queen or a king. I don't shy from talking to anybody, but I know what I'm talking about. When you look here and think about Atlanta, and I lived in Atlanta for like 15, 17 years. I learned a lot from those drag queens. They taught me. They taught me. They showed me a lot. And every time I get a chance to go to Atlanta or to give them homage of what they did and what they did to fashion and the industry and the arts, you have entertainers that go and watch drag queens. I can't think of all the times that I was in the club as someone sitting in the audience watching, and I look up and see a big celebrity in the corner, and not just one or two, all the time. Things that we see on television now, somebody copied it from a drag queen. No tea, no shade, just telling the truth. Medea. I'm just saying. Yes, I feel a little shaded today because I'm talking about drag. But yes, I'm feeling a little shaded today. But I'm telling you the truth, guys. We really need to think about it. I remember I've taken family members to see drag shows, and they were blown away. See a guy like me, looking like me, and come out as a different character. It's amazing. It's an art form. Like I said, not everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it. You have to be truly gifted to do that, because to be able to portray those characters and do that, it takes a lot. Learn those songs, perform and compete in those pageants, and all of that stuff. It takes a lot, guys. It's more than just putting on makeup and a wig. It is like I told you, I have to be in that mindset to do that. I really do, because people have asked me, have I thought about going back into it? And I was like, I don't know. I would never say no. And it's not about the money for me. It's about just being able to perform. But to know that, let's say in Georgia, if they voted on that bill and that bill got passed, I wouldn't be able to do that. We wouldn't be able to, there would not be something for little gay boys and to look up to and be like, oh my gosh, I can do that one day. Express myself in a safe environment and still be who I am and be okay. Like I said, I had a 9-to-5 job, salary job, corporate America, and I performed. Sure did. And I will tell you, I made more performing than I did at my 9 to 5 job. That's just how well drag pays. But now it seems like drag has so many different genres in it now, which is great. There's so many different versions of stuff. I mean, looking at RuPaul Drag Race, support your local performers. So if you live in Columbus, if you live in Atlanta, if you live any major city, check out the gay bars and go support those performers because they work hard. That is the way that they take care of themselves and pay their bills. Just like the way we pay our bills. Like I said, I may be working from home, but I'm still in drag. Still in drag, baby. You tip me, I will take it. Okay? So just think about that, guys. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I saw it. I was like, oh my God. I was thinking about what is it going to do to that nightlife in Tennessee? Because people still want to have a place to go and hang out and party and dance and all that stuff and see some great entertainment. And not only at nighttime, they have drag performances like brunches during the day and all that stuff. Throughout the country, they have it. Throughout the world. It is so big. It is, you really need to check it out. And for all the straight people, I'm gonna tell you something, get over yourself. It's not that serious. Go support some entertainment. You wanna have a good time? Baby, you will have an amazing time. Just to see all of the energy it takes, the performances, wow, it is amazing. I enjoy it. Like I said, I love to be entertained. And when I pay my money, I wanna know that I'm gonna be entertained. I don't want to be paying my money sitting up in no club looking around at nobody. No, I need to see some feathers, some sequins, some flips, some cartwheels, some amazing lip syncs, a beat up mug. I need to see all that good stuff. And now that I think about it, it's time for me and Charles to go to, we got to go see us a show. And it's an event. You enjoy. You go have a great time. Take your friend, take your mate, take your girlfriend, take your wife, go see an amazing show in Atlanta, whatever surrounding areas you got. But I will tell you one thing, you're going to be thoroughly entertained, baby. They have some amazing queens. Every state has some amazing queens. I met some, when I say queens, drag performers. I mean, LA has some great ones. Texas, Mississippi, baby, Louisiana. DC gives it to you. New York, they gives it. But baby, let me tell you something. When you want to see a throw-out show, baby, ain't no drag like the drag in Atlanta. Because those performers that I just named, you got to go see them. They are truly amazing at what they do. Amazing. They taught me a lot. Like stage presence, all of that stuff, how to do all. I learned a lot from those amazing professionals. Because like I said, those performers I named have been doing it, I know for, I'm not telling nobody age, but they've been doing it for a long time. Okay? So when you, ladies, when you want to go get your face beat up, how do you think some women learn how to do makeup? They go to MAC. Who do you think MAC hires to do makeup other than a professional, a drag queen? Those MAC girls doing your face, those are men. They just been taught, skilled, crafted to do what they do. And what best to ask how to do makeup than from somebody that wears it. 24/7 performs in it, do flips and splits in it. They know how to beat a face and a body. Guys, as always, I hope you got something out of what I'm saying. I'm sharing more with you guys so you can get to know me a little bit more. I don't like to be so scripted that you feel like you're listening to one of them boring ass podcasts on Sunday morning. I try to flip it up and talk about things that are important that I think we need to talk about and know about. Just keep an open mind, people. Let me tell you something. My way may not be your way. Your way may not be my way. But I tell you one thing, we're going to respect each other. We're going to love each other. We're going to appreciate each other. And we're going to keep it fucking moving. Okay? That's what we're going to do. And live to fight another day. Live to be loved another day. Live to be appreciated another day. Live to say, thank you, Lord, another damn day. Okay? If you didn't get anything out of what I said, I hope you got that. Take care of yourselves. Know I love you. Be a blessing. Be courageous. Keep wearing your drag. Beat your drag. Be proud of who you are. Wear your skin. Nobody can wear it for you. Love you all. Bye-bye.